I was going to do this video on some kind of sentimental story. That's just not who I am. This is about the 18th time I've tried recording this video, taking that route, so I'm going to take it the route that I typically do. Check out the shop. Compared to my shipping container, compared to my other shops I've had, this is an absolute monster. 30 foot wide, 40 foot long. It looks a little brown, but it's called burnt slate color. And I actually like it. So this is where we're at. Let's talk about the process. So to start out with, you have to look at your foundation. For my foundation, I wanted to take the time and do it right. I had somebody come out. They actually removed all the topsoil underneath this clay. We took all of that topsoil out, and I have some footage of that. We took all the topsoil out for the area, 35 foot wide by 50 foot long. And it wound up being about 8 inches to 10 inches of topsoil. If you're considering this, you really need to look at taking out the topsoil, because if you just lay clay or concrete on top of topsoil, you're going to have issues later on because topsoil shifts a lot, just like the sunlight. Anyway, we took out the topsoil and wound up backfilling it with about 10 truckloads of clay. We filled in the area that we removed, and we added 4 inches of clay on top of that to give us 4 inches above the natural ground. And that wraps up the clay dirt pad. Total price, $3,300. It stung, but it's worth it. I'm a good Christian, so I'm all about building on a good, strong foundation, and that's what we're going to do with the shop. We're going to build on a good, strong foundation by removing the topsoil, putting clay, putting the slab. So the slab, I was very impressed with the company that came out and did it. And if you ever find a good concrete guy or good contractor in general, you know that's a very rare find, because a lot of people out here are scam artists. So the slab, whoop, the guy did a phenomenal job. All the way around the perimeter of the slab, and I got some footage for it, they did a 12-inch by 12-inch footer. It went 12 inches into the ground, 12 inches wide, all the way around. Inside of that footer, they put rebar. In the middle of the slab area, they leveled all that out. They put visqueen, and then they put the cattle panels for the wire mesh to give it that extra strength. The next day they came out and they poured the concrete. It took about 2 trucks of concrete, and that was all she wrote. They spent more time actually finishing the concrete than they did forming it, and then they did actually pouring it. They did a great job on the form. The form, they actually braced it every 4 foot. I was super impressed with the quality of work that these guys did. I got to jump a trench. Hold up. Parkour! All right. Let's go inside, I'll show you. This is the shop where we're at now. Let me adjust the camera. So this is a space now. It's echoey, which is why I wasn't in here to start out with. I'm trying to avoid the echo. But the slab came out phenomenal. I plan on just sealing it and being done with the flooring. They did a great job. So let's talk price of the slab. The slab came out to $7,200. So I've actually been working in here all day, half of the day yesterday, all day today, on my feet on this slab. And I got to show you. These boots are phenomenal. I don't know if you've heard of Brunt boots, but they've given me a discount code. It's in the description below. I get no commission period off of it. They're just good boots. Brunt reached out to me and said, "Hey, you want a pair of boots?" And I was like, "Yeah." They said, "If you like them, awesome. We'll give you a discount code to give to your subscribers." So, link below, there's a discount code, BURNSTOCK10. It'll give you $10 off any purchase. I have been wearing these boots. I stutter so freaking much. I don't talk like this in real life. Like, I don't mince my words so much. It's freaking annoying. I have been wearing these boots all day, standing on concrete all day, and I am not near as fatigued as I usually am. standing on the concrete in my other shop. I've had these boots for about 2.5, 3 weeks now. Absolutely love them. I regret not getting a pair before. Anyway, moving on. Burnstock 10, get $10 off any purchase. I have the Mar and Comp toes, and they're phenomenal. I get nothing from it. You get a discount. We're all happy. Let's talk shop. My other neighbors don't know me that well, and they're actually close to my shop, and they're probably wondering, like, what the heck am I doing talking to a camera? Why won't you focus? Can you see the glisten? The high definition camera is already paying off. I did get a camera. It should look different. I'm still getting used to it. Bear with me, but the audio is phenomenal. The audio that was jacked up in my last few videos was because of the phone. A new mic, new audio. We should be golden now, especially once I figure out how to work this freaking thing. The shop, they came out one Thursday evening at about 4 o'clock, and they built the entire skeleton of the shop, excluding the walls and the roof. So they had this entire skeleton as far as the frame built within a few hours. The next day they came out, they threw up the roof, they threw up the walls, they did the trim, and they were gone. I'm telling you what, these guys did it pretty freaking quick. The total cost of the shop, no windows, because we all know that I'm not mature enough to have windows in a workspace. 10 by 10 roll-up door and one walk-in door came out to be right at $16,000. So $3,300 for the clay pad, $7,200 for the slab, $16,000 for the shop. I spent about $400 doing all of these studs on the wall, and that's so that I can come back later on and put wall sheathing on top of that. So I really just scabbed that in, so it's going to be easier for me to put walls up in the future. And it wasn't too bad of a process. I just made a template to where it would hit that middle bar and hit that top bar and the bottom bar. Made a template with one board and re-drilled that into all the boards and screwed them up. No, I didn't screw them up. I did it right, but you know, I put them in place using screws. The last thing that we'll talk about to where I'm at so far is the trench for my power. I'm running underground power. In order to do that, they wanted a 3-foot deep trench, and I had to run all the conduit myself. Running the conduit wasn't that painful, except for when I went to pay for the actual conduit. The conduit costed me $1,700. But got the trench dug. That costed around $700 to get the excavation work done on it, because I am not about to go through. Let me adjust the camera. I guess that's better. I ain't a trench digger. So I'm not about to dig that trench, especially with a shovel. I didn't feel like renting a trencher. I just paid a guy $700 to come out and dig the trench for me. I threw in all the conduit. He's going to come back and backfill all the dirt on another day. So right now we have the foundation, we have the skeleton built, we have the trench dug for the power. The power company is going to come out and run the power to connect. The electrician's coming out tomorrow to start electrifying my shop. I'll get some footage of that. But here's where we're at. If you noticed, I'm not doing most of this work by myself, or I'm not doing most of this work myself. I'm actually subbing all of it out. Why? I'm not a concrete guy. I'm not a dirt guy. I'm not a building guy. I'm not an electrical guy. I'm none of those things. I specialize in woodworking. I wouldn't say specialize, but I'm learning the curve of content making. That's where my expertise should be expanding. That's where I want to devote more time to learning. If I was to take time out of my regular schedule and learn how to do the dirt, the foundation, learn how to do the slab, learn how to do the building, I would be completely useless. Those are all skills that I would learn and use only one time, unless somebody needed a favor. And I don't want to be the guy that you call when you need concrete, because I have no interest in learning how to do concrete. So I found it was the best use of my time and resources to pay somebody that knows these specific trades to do that trade. I get a better result. I save time to myself to actually do my regular job, to keep up with my content, and I get to have a good business transaction with local businesses. I love being able to support local businesses. One way to do that is by actually using them and supporting them in what they do. So that's why I'm not doing this work myself. This job is way too big for me to learn how to do all of these things myself step by step. I would be building a shop for the next year and a half before I actually finish. I want to be operating in this shop within the next month and a half to 2 months. The main takeaway for this video should be this. I started in a very small shop. I worked for years in a very small shop, and now I'm able to move up into a larger shop. Not the biggest shop, but it's definitely not the smallest. If I can do it, if I can grow and expand and be successful, you certainly can too. Thank you for the support. In case you couldn't tell, I don't script these videos. That's why they suck. I had something else I had to say though. The brunt. I gave you the discount code. There was one other thing. Oh, that's right.